Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another TLA Media. When I said there was car stuff, I meant there was car stuff. So if you follow my Instagram, you'll know what's jankily sitting in front of me. If you do not, link in the description for the Instagram. But this is what I think is a AD5 or an AD5 front lip for a 2011 to 2013 TC. If you're wondering why it looks like this, it was found in a junkyard. I might try to repair this at some point, but all in all, this thing was cheap. It was like 40 bucks for the DNA motoring LED third brake light and this lip out of a junkyard. Although I'm not 100% sure if that LED third brake light does work. So I'm going to hope it does, but it's not for my car anyways. So I guess it doesn't matter. But I went ahead and scuffed it. My scuff pad. I don't know what grit these are. Just some like 3M ones from Home Depot. Doesn't really say what grit these are. Oh well. Purpose of that was just get what clear coat I could off. There's also a bunch of this. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna sand it or not. I have the kit to do it. I have the tools to do it. But it's either between like painting this like a matte white with obviously a clear coat over top, or just black for now. Because either way it will be like actually painted, although I don't think it'll be this one unless this gets repaired, which I don't know if I'd be able to do that, or with at least plastic. You could do it with fiberglass, but like this thing has seen better days. I just wanted to save it from the junkyard because my buddy doesn't have a front lip, and I figured I would surprise him with a cheap one from a junkyard. I went to go get interior trim pieces. That'll be later in the video discussing what I'm doing with those, if I haven't already on the channel. I don't know if I did. But first off, gonna want to scuff the crap out of this. We're gonna act like I'm trying to do this professionally, like repaint. So scuff, and then you're gonna sand, which is gonna be this kit. Just a bunch of different grits. I would recommend using gloves and a respirator if you're gonna sand through clear coat and paint and primer and then redo all of that, especially today because I think it's about to rain outside. So I'm gonna have to make, I felt drops earlier, but anyways, gonna have to make a makeshift paint booth or something in here. We have enough cardboard for it, so like maybe, but we'll see. But yeah. Gonna scuff, sand it down. Once you get down to the bare plastic, which you can kind of see in this corner from it being scraped so many times. The car wasn't even low, so I don't know how this guy did it. Maybe he bought it used, I don't know. But once you do that, once you get all the way down to that, you're gonna do primer, like 3 to 4 coats. If you need self-leveling primer because of all this, and you're just gonna paint over this, then you can get self-leveling primer for it. I'm gonna go all the way down as far as I can because, again, I have all the stuff for it. So like, again, 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 coats of primer, depending on your paint. If you're like paint matching with like a pearl, follow those instructions. But if you're doing like a matte color, I'd say like 3 to 4 coats, and then 3 to 4 of gloss, maybe 5 if needed. You're gonna want to try going heavy without anything dripping, but we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, so not that I know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to flatten out any of the like scuffed areas just so I can get an even surface later on. Definitely getting there somewhere, I think. I hope this is taking a while. Definitely like hard to get that crap. I don't know why, but I only have 800 grit. That's the lowest I have. But if you have a cordless drill, or even better, like one of the really big like circular drills that they actually use for sanding, I definitely use that instead. But gotta work with you. Gotta work with. Definitely would recommend if you are using something like this, or even a regular like cordless drill. Probably ear protection. Definitely some. Do you have a respirator? Good. You need to use like a doctor's mask from COVID. Yeah, it'll work good enough as long as you're not straight breathing this all the primer and clear coat and stuff that's coming off of this. So just a helpful reminder, I guess. All right, so don't use Duplicolor Perfect Match. Don't use Duplicolor. Look at how this thing sprays. Look at this. It's so everywhere. It's like, it's so splattery. It's perfectly mixed and it's just splattering. And it's just disgusting. On a side note, I did primer this, so at least that's okay. Primer came out fine. This stuff sucks. Like, it's dripping all over the can because it's so just bubbly and airy. It's probably the worst shit I've ever used. I'd recommend Rust-Oleum. That stuff's pretty good for the most part. This stuff is trash. I'm sorry. Luckily I have Rust-Oleum clear coat, so at least the clear coat won't look as bad, hopefully. I don't know. It won't matter. This stuff's going to be orange peeled and everywhere, dude. It's bad. So I'm going to continue doing this. I'll update you later. Well, as I thought, it's trying to rain at least. I don't know if it will. Well, it did. It was like sprinkling, and then wait. Now it's not. So I don't know. It's white now. Probably not the right shade of white. I'm really angry. You can see how spotty it is because of that stupid paint. Oh, fun fact. It was 1 can per coat. So don't use Duplicolor. That stuff is absolute trash. 10 out of 10. Would not recommend ever using that stuff. It's bad. You can see how blotchy it is. That's for me. I can't lie, that was for me. But again, this is the cheap lip so that he can have something on his car. But yeah, no, because of how blotchy it was, I genuinely gave up. Like, I feel bad, and I don't know what happened over here. That just looks gross. So that. But I mean, it's done. If I would do anything different, it would be using different paint, because that shit was terrible. Other than that, I mean, it's a good 5-footer. I'm not gonna say I'm proud of this work, but again, you saw the condition earlier, so like, this is better. How much better? I don't know, man. You don't even want to see the underside. The underside's horrible. It's so bad. I feel bad, but it's also like, if you want to take both of the things that I got him from the junkyard, there's gonna be $20 painted, at least painted white. Okay, I fixed all of the chipping from the old paint and the scratches and all of that. It's mostly flat. Like, you can see some of the scratching still, but that's like literally in the plastic, so I would have had to completely redo this entire corner. But if you remember how this looked earlier, this is way smoother than it was. Obviously, again, it's not good. It's not perfect. It's probably like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 paint job. I wouldn't even give it a 5. But again, because there's this hole, there's like actually genuinely no point in getting a professional paint job on this. So I wanted to give him at least a white splitter to put on his white car, so he wouldn't have a gray chipping cracked one and a black bumper on a white car. I didn't want it to be 3 colors. I wanted it to be at least tri. So yeah, You go grab the interior pieces and all that stuff. I'll explain what I'm doing with those. Mirror caps already sanded mostly down. I mean, they were literally already gray, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah. And then I guess I'll just do this in here. Window, or like the door panels, window control. What else? Radio bezel. Put that precariously on there. Fog light control panel. Fuse box cover. And then the center console armrest. I don't remember if I explained what I'm doing with these, but essentially I'm gonna be, everything's ordered, so I just kind of have to wait for it to get here, but everything to do the mirror caps and all those interior trim pieces is on its way. What I'm doing exactly, I'm gonna try doing my own carbon work. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't actually have a date or even a time estimate on the carbon roll, so we'll get there when we get there, I guess. That's gonna be my first time doing it. I just want to do my own work because the company I was outsourcing to do carbon pieces on my car kind of just shut down, and they took like 6 months. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not mad, just annoyed. But it would take 6 months for like a radio or the radiator cooling plate. I feel like I could have knocked that out in 3 months myself. So I'm gonna see if I can put my money where my mouth is. I ordered the resin kits. I ordered the sanding and buffing kits. I ordered the carbon. So we'll see that when it gets here. But other than that, oh yeah, I didn't show the third brake light I kept talking about. It is the DNA motoring one. It is the smoked one too. Hopefully it works. I'd feel bad if it doesn't. But, oh, and it's sprinkling, so I gotta go grab the lip. But, without further ado, have a good day. I hope you're excited to see the install of the jank spoiler. I don't know what to call that video. This is, I'll try thinking of a creative name for this one. No promises. But have a good day. I'm gonna get this thing out of the rain before it starts pouring.